we've been seeing you around the Caribbean a lot. We've been running into you. Tell us why you're here at Date in the Dominican Republic, and let's talk more about your company and what it offers to the Caribbean.
Well, David, as you know, chairman of CTICO is the former Minister of Tourism, Edmund Bartlett from Jamaica. And he has been involved in a lot of these associations, like the CHTA, which we were at, where we saw you in January. And he was very instrumental in bringing a lot of the Spanish-based hotel operators to Jamaica. So he felt that we should also come here to Date 2013. And of course, I leave here, as we were talking about, and head right back to JPEX, our own travel and tourism show in Jamaica and Montego Bay next week. Essentially, CTICO is a spin-off of a company, ADS Global, which is a global e-contact center situated in Montego Bay. We have over 250 specialists on the phones and on email and doing chat for the industries that support the travel industry. We were talking about the media industry. We do market research for the advertisers, for travel publications and travel portals. And 2 years ago, we decided to expand to a consumer direct model to do reservations and customer service, profit support, upselling for hotel operators and airlines throughout the world. And just recently at CHTA, we launched a profit model where we say to a hotel, if you want to take a part of your customer service or reservations, maybe off-peak or on the weekends, or for emergency response if something happens to your own center for redundancy, you could send the English-speaking portion over to us to handle your reservations, customer service. But one of the things we specialize is in, we take the people that are coming to your hotel a week before, and we do a welcome call for you to do the brand connection, to connect them to your brand. Say that we're looking forward to you coming. We do a little marketing profile, find out why they're coming, let's say if it's a birthday, anniversary, and then we try to upsell them before they come to the resort, let's say on a spa package, a golf package, an excursion. Or let's say they're in a garden view, get them a deal to go to an ocean view, or an ocean view to an ocean front, a suite to a villa. And then at JPEX, we are launching GoValueDestinations.com. That's our own lifestyle and travel portal with discounts in travel, shopping, restaurants. And we also here, one of the big reasons why we came to Date was we saw that a lot of the Spanish-based companies and hotels do not have their own loyalty rewards program similar to the North American hotel groups. You don't see the Marriott Rewards. You don't see the Hilton Honors program, Starwood Preferred. So GoValueDestinations.com also can be private labeled and custom branded for a Bahia or a Barcela, so that they have their own lifestyle and rewards program that connects them to the traveler and consumer, not just the once a year when they're here, not just to connect them back to get a discount on their own rooms, but discounts on everything they do. Very similar to a Groupon concept. It's very similar to what US Air does with their dining program. They have US Air Dining, so you get discounts with dining and you think of US Air. It's about getting your brand in this competitive environment directly connected and engaged all the time, not just when they're at the resort.
How has the response been so far, both here at Date and in the other destinations where you're at in the rest of the Caribbean?
Well, what's been great is the Spanish-based operators that were at CHTA that are also here at Date, this has been like our follow-up meeting. So when we're at CHTA in the Bahamas, I got a chance to speak to them for the very first time. We came in earlier, Minister Bartlett and I came in a few days earlier to meet with them now a second time, and it's been very well received. We actually are foreseeing some more meetings here in Punta Cana. We've just actually retained a law firm here in Punta Cana to help us with the Spanish-based relations with corporations. We have trips coming up in May to Mallorca, Ibiza, Cancun. So we are concentrating on that Spanish-based market. And what we felt here with Date, to tell you how well received it's been, I was just talking about, I missed lunch. It said 1 o'clock lunch and it said a working lunch. And I took that literally. I worked right through lunch. So it's been very well received. And I've been very impressed with Punta Cana and the entire conference.
Any plans for any other destinations?
Well, after we get done with JPEX, We are talking about getting into the South American market. I have been to Colombia now to explore the market in Colombia. And as we know, obviously Brazil and Argentina, and with the World Cup coming up in a couple years in the South American market, we're looking also to break into that market. And we see that a lot of the Spanish-based operators obviously are now expanding down to the Brazils and the Argentinas, so we are looking to that also.
But tell me something. Breaking into the Spanish market, traditionally you have been in the English-speaking Caribbean market. That's right.
Correct.
Breaking into the Spanish market, and I think earlier you'd mentioned the Dutch market as well.
Correct.
In Saint Martin. I'm correct, right? What are some of the challenges that you face in terms of the language barrier?
Well, most of the language barrier issues are interpretation. Most of my colleagues that work for the Spanish-based hotels speak, English very well and speak English much better than I speak Spanish. It's sometimes when you email somebody, even when you're emailing somebody in New York, you can interpret an email in several different ways. And now when you're of a different culture, even emailing in Jamaica, I mean, when I email my employees or my managers, and I've been there for 8 years, it can be received a different way. So that you have to have a much heightened awareness. You have to be ready to have conference calls at 4, 5, and 6 o'clock in the morning with the time difference. And one thing I have now recently learned, because of data, everyone's data is so precious these days. It's such an asset. And protecting that data, and not just protecting the data for the company, the corporation, but also the consumer rights of privacy have become a big thing in the EU. And there's whole sets of laws now that you have to comply to if you're going to do business with companies in the EU to do with data compliance and privacy and security. So that was a big reason why a lot of the contracts come in Spanish. So you not only have to interpret the legal aspect of the contract, but what it means in Spanish. So we have actually retained a former member, head of the CHTA, Enrique Machado, and his law firm here in Punta Cana, and they'll be representing us going forward with our negotiations and relations with our Spanish-based customers.
Okay, to summarize it, tell me what this means for the Caribbean, the value that it brings to the Caribbean, for not just the consumer, but your clients as well.
The stakeholders, we saw a niche, and the niche we saw was that the stakeholders weren't fully taking advantage of their revenue potential. When a person comes to an all-inclusive hotel, they literally think they're going to get to the hotel and not have to spend anything else. But if you get to them in their mindset before they come here that there's other opportunities for a better package or better service or additional services, they'll spend the money, especially a week before the vacation, because now the emotion, they're getting excited. So I see a lot, why we call our model profit support is because your brand is your most important, now more than ever with a competition between resorts that market direct, the tour operators, the travel agents, the OTAs. You've got to have that connection with the consumer. And you've got to take advantage of all opportunities for profits and revenue. And I see in the area of the Caribbean models like Sandals and Beaches that have been doing it for years. I see the opportunity of us being able to take the models that are similar to that and go to all different sorts of companies and get them to increase their revenue, their margins, and their brand awareness. And doing it in a way, in an outsourced model with economies of scale, where it's not a cost center. It's a profit center.
Go value destinations. Let's talk about that a bit.
Go value destination. We felt that we were marketing for other entities so well that we could market for ourselves direct to the consumer. But what we do is GoValueDestinations.com is a lifestyle portal. If you want to save money in New York on dining, you want to save on a rent-a-car in Paris, you want to save going to a movie theater in Alabama, everything there from Groupon, the Groupon concept of being able to take discounts for restaurants, shopping, car rentals, cruises, hotels, golf times, you name it, it's on that site. And it has 110% price match guarantee. And how we actually market it is through Infinity-based groups. As a matter of fact, at JPEX, the Montego Bay Convention Center, will hand out every single person that comes to JPEX a $50 voucher and saying, on behalf of the Montego Bay Convention Center Authority, thank you for coming from JPEX. Here's $50. Hope to see you come back to Jamaica again. And that's the key. We then get them on the site. When they use that $50, we have a customer for life because it's such a great lifestyle benefits and savings program.
Can this, the $50 you gave me, can this be taken, can the discount be taken off an airline ticket as well?
That's the only thing it's not good for. But we give you the credits for your airline tickets on our portal. So in addition to the airline, let's say if you travel American, you're going to get your American Advantage points. If you tied in American Advantage to one of their hotel partners, let's say US Air does that with Hilton Honors, you get your US Air dividend mile points, plus your Hilton Honors points, plus your Go Value destination points. So you're not double dipping, you're triple dipping.